right, so our next topic here today, Rick, is going to be about Tenet's release date being delayed yet again.
Mm,
It's unfortunate for, I mean, moviegoers everywhere who are excited to actually get back to the movies, but at the same time, from Warner Brothers' standpoint, and especially Christopher Nolan's standpoint, I know it's disappointing to him because he wanted his movie to be the very first movie that everybody could go back to the theaters for. And, he was really, even Warner Brothers trying to get him to push the movie back to July 31st. For whatever reason, for better or for worse, Christopher Nolan is contingent on this movie coming out in July for whatever reason. But Warner Brothers themselves have even said that there needs to be more than 50% of the theaters open throughout the United States in order for them to even want to release it, let alone, like, let it be released.
yeah.
Um, but so I know, like, Nolan's not, like, too thrilled about this, and, I'm sure Warner Brothers isn't either because you definitely wanna keep Christopher Nolan happy. Because it kinda goes to show you how much control, Christopher Nolan has, not just, like, over Warner Brothers himself, but, like, there's certain directors out there who, your Quentin Tarantinos, your Christopher Nolans, your, Steven Spielbergs, these kinda guys who are guaranteed, money makers and, successful creative filmmakers. You wanna make them happy.
Yeah.
You wanna do, it's okay for them to have a little bit more pool than, your run of the mill, guy just starting out or whatever it
Yeah.
may be. So, Tenet's getting delayed. Initially, it was supposed to come out on July 17th. It's now being released on July 31st. As you can see here, this is from Variety. Rick, this is a $200 million production, and Warner Brothers and Tenet need it, or not Warner Brothers and Tenet, Warner Brothers and Chris Nolan, especially Warner Brothers, need this thing to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but like I kind of said, Nolan is a proven moneymaker for
Yeah.
Warner Brothers. So I mean, he was able to make Dunkirk, just some period piece, war movie that had really no action in it. It wasn't. It was just a story movie.
Yeah.
It was a movie all about character drama, But he's able to make. I think that movie made like between $600 to $800 million, somewhere around. I think it was like 6 or 7 million, 700 million.
Jeez.
And that's literally just due to Christopher Nolan's name being attached to it.
Yeah.
And when you have someone like that, and that's a thing that even someone like Tarantino, highly regarded, amazing filmmaker, but he doesn't even have that kind of economic pool as Christopher Nolan does.
No.
Like his movies are always well renowned and they're always great, but not all of them are huge moneymakers. Like it just is what it is. So I know this is a big kind of disappointment that the country isn't in a place where it can be for Warner Brothers to even consider it being released now because it got pushed back from the 17th to the 31st and now it's being pushed back into August.
That stinks.
So it's coming out August 12th. Like I said here, this is on Variety, and they still Warner Brothers is committed to bringing Tenet's audience and theaters and the big screen when exhibitors are ready and health officials say it's time. So again, like I said, they don't have any control over this. The state of the world just isn't where it needs to be right now, and this movie costing $200 million, they need to see a return on it.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not a good idea for them to be releasing this in July as it stands now, unfortunately, for everyone who's excited to see it. And just for Nolan, like I said, not going to be happy about it. But Rick, what do you think about this being kind of being pushed back to August 12th now? So it's not going to be the first movie in theaters anymore. I think there's still the what's his name? Russell Crowe. There's a Russell Crowe movie coming out that is now. It was already going to be launching on July 1st, so it was going to beat Tenet, but it's not a big blockbuster kind of movie. It's actually pretty. You should watch the trailer for it. I'll have to pull up the name for it because it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He's just like it's literally about Russell Crowe as this dude who essentially he has one bad day, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen.
I've seen the trailer for
Yeah,
that.
like he like road rages like this lady, and then he
Yeah.
just like tracks him down and like
goes like postal basically.
Yeah. And like it actually looks really good. Like
it does.
It's and I'm actually excited to see that movie because you never really get to see Russell Crowe play a bad guy.
No.
And he's playing like just a crazy, just loose cannon kind of dude.
Yeah.
And it's totally believable because like those people exist out there. So like it's gonna be exciting to see him in that kind of role. But Rick, what do you think about Tenet being pushed back to August 12th? And are you excited to see Tenet regardless? Are you gonna be in the theaters when Tenet does release on August 12th?
I don't know.
It does.
I don't know if I'll be there on August 12th, but Tenet is, to me at least, it's been a very intriguing looking movie from all the trailers and all that. And I personally love everything that Christopher Nolan has ever done. But it stinks that they're kind of pushing it back. It looks like Bill and Ted's even getting pushed back too.
Yeah.
But definitely looking forward, I would say, to Tenet more so than Bill and Ted. But I just think it looks great. So I'm excited for it to come out. I was really intrigued by all the trailers and everything. So
yeah. And now, like I said, that Russell Crowe movie was already going to be it was already going to beat Tenet to the box office in general, but it wasn't going to be the first big blockbuster. That's kind of the key difference.
I think Tenet will definitely be hopefully on that.
Yeah, exactly, and it will be because, like I said, Christopher Nolan's movies he just has a track record of anything he puts out. Even though like a lot of his films are like high concept, like Inception and why can't I think of the other one, the space one,
Interstellar.
I
love that.
And like those are high concept movies. They're not existing properties or original material, original films written and directed by him, and they go and they make hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
and I mean, and both those movies are great. And like Inception, I prefer far more over Interstellar, but
for sure.
Regardless, I mean that's again just the kind of weight that Christopher Nolan has. And
what are you excited to see Tenet?
I'm very excited to see Tenet. Yeah. Very excited to see it. And I mean, it looks great. I mean, it almost looks like he, during his time writing and making Inception and writing and making Interstellar, that he had like this idea for Tenet seems to be like some sort of brainchild that probably came to him while he was working on both of those films. Because it seems like an interesting mesh.
Kind of has that same sort of vibe to Inception too from the trailers.
Yeah, and it's like the fact that like time is involved in some capacity makes that's where Interstellar.
Christopher Nolan and time, man.
Yeah,
he's all about that.
I mean, I'm definitely excited. And I've loved every movie that Christopher Nolan has made, and they've all been great.
Like, yeah, I can't say there's really a bad one out there.
Like even Dunkirk, which, like I said, was just some period drama set during a war battle, because it wasn't a war movie, like necessarily. Like it was just it was just a character drama that it just showed you like what happened at this specific moment in time. Yeah, it wasn't like it just wasn't a war movie. It wasn't Saving Private Ryan
featuring Harry Styles, which was kind of strange casting.
Yeah, I mean, but he was actually pretty good in that.
That's what I've heard,
all things considered.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just like it's just anytime Christopher Nolan comes out with anything, like people are excited, and you should be excited. And so yeah, now it's going to be pushed back to the 12th, and Mulan is going to be the first blockbuster to come out now, and what it looks like. Which are you excited to see Mulan?
I saw the trailer for it when I went and saw, forget what movie it was, but I saw the trailer way back, and yeah, I mean, it's not something I'm like super hyped about by any means, but it's an interesting take on the animated film. Doing the live action, which they kind of been doing that with a lot of the movies lately.
So. Right. I mean, it looks their live action stuff's been kind of hit and miss. Some's been better than others. Like I thought Aladdin was actually pretty good. For what it was. Beauty and Beast was okay.
Yeah. Aladdin, I heard, didn't get like the best like reviews, but
Aladdin did great, dude. Aladdin made over $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah. Aladdin was get this. Aladdin was, Will Smith played the genie, right?
Sure.
And Will Smith is a huge movie star.
Yeah.
Like, Aladdin was the first movie of Will Smith to make over $1 billion.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy to think of? Like,
he's got so many other good movies.
He's just been in so many big properties, like Men in Black, Independence Day, all these like big, big popcorn movies.
Well, he's a leading actor too.
Yeah, there's like none of his movies that he's been in has ever crossed the $1 billion mark, and then boom,
$1 billion.
he does it with Aladdin. I mean, it's not normal. Everyone expects movies anymore. Just like if they don't make $1 billion, it was a failure. Which there's not a lot of movies out that have made $1 billion. So
No.
people need to get that out of their head. A movie making like $500 million is a win. I mean, if you spend $200-300 million making it, then no, it's not a good spend. But you shouldn't be spending $200-300 million on every movie. That's kind of the biggest thing. So with this too, it looks like the Russell Crowe movie I was talking about is called Unhinged, by the way, and that is actually getting pushed back.
Unhinged,
yeah, Unhinged, and that's getting pushed back to I think July 10th or July 17th here it says too. So even that was supposed to come out July 1st. Now that's coming out July 17th. So everything is kind of getting pushed back, and really that's just because they're not going to make money right now. So I mean, I can't blame them. It's unfortunate for moviegoers and for these studios, but at the same time, the studios need to be smart, and they know that releasing these movies on video on demand is not a good idea.
No.
Like there's always people out there who just we'll just put it on demand. Like, no, you don't make $1 billion with a video on demand.
No.
Like it doesn't work out. Like that's not how it works.
John David Washington, he's the leading role in Tenet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His acting looks great in that so far.
So. It all looks great, yeah. And that's the thing that probably has me most excited about this movie, other than the fact that it's Christopher Nolan, and like the trailers have just looked good in general.
Yeah.
But did you ever see Black Klansman?
I did not.
Black Klansman.
Black Klansman.
That movie was awesome, dude. That was probably my favorite movie that year.
Adam Driver was in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam Driver was great.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
But John David Washington was leading that, and like that was kind of like his big movie, right? And like that was my favorite movie of the year, like I said. And like, dude, that movie's awesome. You should totally watch it. But he's amazing in it. Like, and that is what's got me like the fact that he's in it is what has me excited about it more so than just it being Christopher Nolan, and especially Batman's in it, Robert Pattinson. So like, I'm excited to see that too. And one Batman director in Christopher Nolan is now directing another Batman and Robert Pattinson. So like, that's going to be fun to see just in general. And fun fact, I believe if it wasn't the first day, I think it was in at least the first week of Robert Pattinson filming Tenet is when he found out he was going to be playing Batman.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of a I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just a nice story, I guess. You're filming a movie with Christopher Nolan of all people.
Yeah.
And then that's when you learn that you're going to be playing.
By the way, you're going to be the Dark Knight.
Yeah. It's like, well, I mean,
he's something pretty cool to figure out.
Yeah. I mean, it's a perfect time to learn that because then you can talk to someone who has some experience with the character of Batman.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you wanted any sort of pointers or anything, like, there's your guy.
Sure.
There you go. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a bummer that this is getting pushed back, but it makes sense. And anything to kind of keep everybody safe, and that's kind of the most important thing right now, obviously. And
with the numbers spiking, especially as they have been.
Yeah. I mean, it's not getting better out there, so it only makes sense, and especially in a lot of places, a lot of these key places that are like high volume, high money making states for movies are a lot of the places that have gotten substantially worse over the time, as opposed to not all of them, because I think New York's actually kind of been like okay, which was like the major hotspot.
Yeah, they've slowed down.
And like California's been doing okay too. And those are the
Texas
two
and
major
Florida
components. But Texas and Florida, which are other bigger places, bigger states for just theater revenue, they're not doing hot. Like they're in worse shape now than they were before, essentially. So we'll have to wait and see, because I mean, with the climate everything's in right now, there's no guarantee this thing's coming out on its new release date of August 12th.
Yeah.
In all honesty,
who knows?
So we'll just have to wait and see. And that's the thing too. With the climate right now, I'm sure there's a lot of people who aren't going to be rushing into the theaters even come to August 12th.
Yeah.
Which is kind of one of the main things that everyone's like. what the state officials and the government allows aside, whether it's 25% capacity or 50% capacity in these theaters and these venues in general, it's mainly like, is the audience going to even go?
True.
You know, like
Just because they may be afraid,
yeah,
like,
exactly, and like that's really I think in the back of everyone's mind as far as like the studio goes is like, okay, yeah, if the theater is offering 50% of capacity, they have the extra benefit of there not being as many movies out, so it could play on more screens. So it could kind of balance out the fact that normally Tenet would maybe be on like 5 screens in a theater.
yeah.
Well, if it's a 16 screen theater, it'll probably be playing on like 8 or 10, considering there's only 1 or 2 other movies that are going to be out of that time anyway.
What a
So
shitty situation, though, in general, with all this like
it
coronavirus stuff for
sucks.
filmmakers and directors and actors and just everything, really.
I mean, yeah, for everybody. I mean, that's the thing.
It's a
Like,
shit show.
obviously we're talking about like there's people out there who are in really bad shape because of all this stuff, but like some of these theaters in general, like I mean, they don't make a ton of money. Like the theaters make, especially from the movie side of things, they don't make like any money from like selling movie tickets. Like they
No.
get a very small percentage of that. Most of it goes back to the theaters,
Yeah.
or not the theaters, the studios rather. So like they make their money from concessions. Like that's where these people are making their money, and
Yep.
they have been completely shut down for months. And like there's been AMC has been in the papers numerous times where like they might not make it through all this.
I know,
Like AMC,
that's
like the biggest movie chain in North America, and they might not be able to survive it. And like
it's absolutely
yeah,
insane.
and like every movie theater is in the same situation. So like there's obviously people hurting a lot worse out there, but I mean it's the same kind of concept. Anybody, any organization or anything that has to essentially be to go under in a situation like this is unfortunate. And
Yeah.
especially if it's for a company like AMC, who, in my opinion, is probably the best movie going experience right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I mean, the AMC, what is it? The A list, like, is great. Like, you know, being able to pay like $20 a month and you get to see 3 movies a week.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's and other theater chains have like similar plans like that now. But to this day, the AMC plan is still the best one for your buck.
yeah.
Because like the Regal
It is a
one,
good deal.
it is, it's a super good deal. But like the Regal one, like I know there's like some hidden fees you got to pay like a surcharge for like if you're going to
Yeah.
see an IMAX one, it's more money. With like AMC, it doesn't matter what movie it is, what kind of screen it's on. It's you pay $20 a month and you get to see 3 movies a week.
Yeah.
End of story. And it works out for them because you're going to the movies more and
You're
you're buying
spending more
more
on
concessions.
concessions, yeah.
Exactly. Especially when you buy those popcorns, you might hate paying $10 for popcorn, but like that's literally the only way they're making money. Because like especially with the A-list plan they have, like they technically speaking, they're selling more movie tickets than like if 50% of their people go in to have A-list,
Yeah.
they're not getting $10 per ticket from you. So you're giving them $20 a month and you can see 12 movies.
Mhm.
So I mean, that's a big difference in price there for them as far as
Is that the
ticket
limit,
sales
12
go.
movies?
Yeah, because you can only see 3 per week.
Oh, big deal.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Like 3 per week is pretty good considering most of the time there's only a couple new movies that would come out each week. So you can go see the one and like whatever. You can see it twice if you want. Like when Tenet comes out, it's gonna be again like one of the few things in theaters. So hopefully and get like good repeat business and people aren't afraid to go to the theaters. And
I didn't even think about that, like, when these movies do get released, there's gonna be a lot that's out, like,
right.
that's crazy.
Which again, that's like the main benefit they have going for them, right? Because like I said, if there's a 16 screen theater, there's only going to be like 3 movies out. Like normally a 16 screen theater would probably have like you have pretty much up to like
12.
10 options or something, even more
Yeah.
movies out at a time. But now when Tenet releases, even if the theater's only like allowing 50% of capacity in so they could space everybody out, you know, keep everyone 6 feet apart in each theater and everything, if it's playing on double the screens, so if it's only going to play on 5 before, but now it's going to play on 10, that kind of balances itself out, assuming these theaters are being filled up by people.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's still that's got to be what the studios and the theater owners like major concern is at this point is like, let's say we open everything and we're allowed to open everything, are people going to come? That's
That's the question.
that's the question. And there has been like I don't know if you've noticed too. There's actually been some places have already like opened their theaters and everything, and like drive-ins have been going in some places
Oh yeah, that's a little
and
bit different. I
whatnot.
feel like.
But like right now, before these big major releases come in, what they're doing is like playing like old movies.
Okay,
So like you can go and watch like Empire Strikes Back and like
that's pretty cool.
Jurassic Park and like Dark Knight and like all these things. You can go back and see them like Lord of the Rings and stuff. Like which is good because I mean them doing that gets people reintroduced to wanting to go back.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
It's not obviously never going to be as enticing as seeing like a new movie, but going back to see I don't know, I'd like to go watch like Lord of the Rings again on the big screen,
yeah,
like
yeah.
after
Like
any of those
original Star Wars
original
trilogy.
Star Wars. Like I would consider going out for that. I don't know if I'd be going out to do it right now in a closed theater room, but I'd totally be cool with
Yeah,
going to a drive-in. Like,
yeah,
but I don't
yeah. The
know.
drive-in would be totally different. I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But guys, what do you think about Tenet being pushed back to August 12th now? Do you think even if it's able to hit that August 12th release date, do you think enough people are going to be going to the movies to even justify them releasing such a big blockbuster like this that needs to make the studio some money? So, I mean, if say this opens August 12th, are you going to be in the theater on August 12th to see Tenet? Just let us know in the comments section below.